Hello people, Angelo here, and welcome to a very important video since I now have direct evidence of how bad the AI's cheating is in this game. I have recorded official information from two fights, one versus the AI on Undisputed difficulty, and one versus an online player. Random, not cherry picked, this is just random player I faced. And the stats are staggering. I'm going to make this point. So I'm going to go over first, just to make the point of this video very clear, the stats versus the AI, and then the stats versus the online player. And you can tell me if it makes sense. Total percent thrown. 47% from the AI versus my 54% landing. A total of 125 out of 226 versus my 126 out of 233. Stamina, a 14% gap of 82 for the AI and 68 for me. This already sounds kind of crazy, considering I landed around about more punches and body shots don't really drain stamina in any real effective way, and knockdowns seem to have no real effect on stamina either so far. And my stamina stats, since I was playing a custom, were all over 90, and I believe my stamina recovery, direct stamina recovery, and my what's the word? And my punch effects on stamina were all 98. So both those stats were 98. I had tested this, and I sadly didn't record the other stats, and I think I deleted the video because it was taking up space, and I didn't want to flood my drive because it's like not a big drive, and I forgot to move it over, and I didn't want to waste the space with random test footage, you know. So unfortunately, I don't have the stats with the perk that allows combos to drain less stamina, but overall I don't think it really has much of an effect. I think the perk isn't very good currently, and I feel like it needs some reworking. But that's the side note. Now let's go to versus the online player. The player landed 57%. I landed 74%. So now we're both in very good, healthy points. And he landed 184 out of 321. I landed 350 out of 470. This is obviously a much wider gap than the pretty much, 7-punch difference between me and the AI. Yet somehow our stamina has a gap of 5%, with him having 74 and me having 69% stamina. And this was over a longer fight, and I noticed there was more stamina regeneration between fights, between rounds. And while in the earlier rounds I definitely used more jabs, even when rounds I was more hook heavy, I still noticed around a 2 to 3% regeneration on occasion. While against the AI, it was pretty much, even when I was very conservative with my punches, 1% regeneration unless I literally threw next to nothing and gave up the round. And this was with a very high stamina regeneration, and I believe I had a stamina regeneration perk. No, that was on a different fight. Not in this fight, but I did have high stamina regeneration. All stats were over 90 in stamina. Realistically, this should mean that I should have a similar gap, no matter the difficulty, between the online fight. In fact, considering everything, the AI should have less stamina than me, or at least within a 5% margin, especially since he had a 47%, meaning he was in the downside, the below 50% golden margin you want to get. Since generally in a fight you want to get over 50% landing to have a healthy fight. That is generally the sign that you're doing good, is if you have over 50%, generally 55%. This is clear factual evidence that the AI is not merely cheating, it is cheating by a percentile that is insanely broken and unbalanced, and I would argue unplayable. Since this stat is so large, so wide and so massive that really it makes it so you are fighting a near impossible fight against the AI unless you play 100% perfect. This means you have to counter everything, you have to clean land everything, you pretty much have to be near flawless. And I've noticed it also seems to be that the AI cheats a lot more if you're playing a custom character, or generally just a slower character. For some reason, if you don't have a 90 overall, suddenly the AI's cheating becomes a lot more apparent. But that could purely be because you're able to keep the AI on the back foot due to having stronger stats. And that's probably a logical argument, is the fact it's just the AI is generally more defensive. But even then, I commonly notice this trend in fights where the AI may have worse landed punches, be below the 50% golden margin, and still at least have 10% more stamina than me at all times. In fact, sometimes his stamina, I swear, locks at 60% until I fall below 40%. And then it will start losing stamina. Sometimes even when I'm at 30%, it's when it finally starts losing stamina. And this is blatantly poor game design, because you mix this in with super speed glitches or design from gassed out punches where your punches suddenly go to Mark 55,000.82 if you want to add the fancy number on top. Lightning speed, you add on the artificial damage bonus the AI has, the artificial durability they have, the fact that they're guaranteed to get up at least 3 times, and multiple other factors. The fact that the game biases towards certain playstyles that really aren't very effective in real boxing and would not get you marked very high in real boxing because you'd be whiffing so many punches and lack control of the ring since you're getting circled around and strafed and pieced up by a person with more accurate jabs and straights to your face and body. So it lays a massive question. A massive question. Why did they think this was acceptable in any way? Sure, the AI cheated a bit. I said that with quotation marks. In the early access, it had unnatural durability, its stamina was a bit questionable, there was a bunch of stuff. But even then, you could realistically piece up, counter, and outfight an AI. It seems like they reprogrammed it, so even if you try and realistically outfight the AI now, you will get punished. In fact, the AI reads your input, so you are forced to engage physically close quarters to counterpunch them when they throw something, because they will read your jabs. They will always know where you're jabbing and will always be ready to block and then catch counter. This is embarrassingly bad. This is, how did it pass testing, is already 20 trillion years behind us, because this is just that absurd. No reasonable person would argue this is sensible in any fashion. And I'm trying to keep calm. That's why I might be repeating myself a bit, because you can hear the frustration on how they took a relatively okay AI that was not very good, but it wasn't trash, and have made it actually unplayable. I don't like fighting the AI. I will not play career mode. I don't want to touch the offline. I will literally hop on another game for like an hour and play a few online games on that, and then maybe do 1 or 2 fights on Undisputed, and then hop off again because the AI is that bad, and I have no reason to want to fight it. Because every AI plays the same, every AI reads your inputs, and they have this blatantly cheated stamina that is so absurdly wide in how different the stamina is, considering the fact a margin online of, what is this, 3, 4, so that's 17%, yeah? 17% versus a margin of 7%. So this is an extra 10% gap between me and the player online, where we only have a 5% difference between our stamina, and the AI, yeah? Which, it's a margin of 14%. So this is what, double? And our margin is like it makes no sense. It's not. It's over double. The AI literally has over double extra stamina. I don't, and I don't think it makes any sense. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I just want to get this information out there so people can take what they want with it. Peace out. Peace.